Welcome to Transform Fitness. This is your coach Sandeep Raj. Today is day 1 of this week. Now we're going to start the week with a push day. So basically we'll be working out our chest, triceps and shoulders on this day. So without any further delay, let's go to the most important part of the workout, which is the warm-up. So take a deep breath and let's go. The first workout in your warm-up is going to be your neck rotations. So let's start. 3, 2, 1 and go. 1, 2, 3. Get the full stretch. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now moving on, we have our shoulder rotation second. So hands to your side and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now the third exercise for our warm-up is going to be the arm circles. Let's go in 3, 2, 1 and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as much as you can. 7, swing as much as you can. 9, 10. Now reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, stretch. 8, 9 and 10. Next one is going to be the opposite side arm circles. Let's go. This hand goes in one direction, the other hand goes in the other direction. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open up your shoulder. 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now moving on. Wrist rotations is the next one. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure that you build each and everything and warm up each and every joint before even you go to the exercise. 10. Now reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. To the hip rotations. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. The last and final one is going to be the lower back and hamstring stretch. Now for that, I'm going to stretch my hands completely upwards, squeezing my lower back, and then when I'm coming down, stretch my hamstrings and go forward. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and that's it. Done with the most important part of the workout. Let's get some breath back. Get a sip of water. Remember to hydrate yourself through the workout, not just at the start and the end, just to keep it in a smooth flow. So we're done with our warm-up. Our first exercise for today is going to be push-ups. Now, 2 variations I'm going to show you before even we start the exercise. So for people who are not able to do full push-ups, get on your knees, hands down, shoulders rolled back, chest up and try to go down, touch a point with your chin and come back out. So you're not going just up and down, just imagine there's a point in front of you try to go to that point, elbows towards your body, don't flare out, and push up. If you're able to do this properly, then challenge yourself by doing a full push-up, which is same thing, but you instead of your knees, you're on your toes. That's all. So the action remains the same. So let's start. Set number 1. We'll do the knee push-ups first. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, and we have to get 15 reps. So lie down first completely. Pull your arms back, elbows tucked in, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you're not able to do the full ones, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that was set number 1 of push-ups. Done and dusted. Now the whole aim for you guys will be to progress from a knee push-up to a full push-up. That may take some time, but then regular practice and doing the action time after time will improve the entire movement. So let's get some water in the system and move to set number 2. Oh. Now this set, same thing, on your knees, and 15 reps. Let's go, guys. 3, 2, 1, chest up, elbows towards your sides, and don't let your elbows flare out. Use your chest to come out, come up, and not your back. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that was set number 2 of the push-ups. Done and dusted. Let's take some rest, catch our breath back, and move on to the third and final set. Now this set, I'm going to do the full push-ups in the same form. Try to keep your body as parallel to the ground as possible. Hip doesn't come up. Number 1. Number 2, elbows. When you're doing a push-up, if you look the side angle, your hands are near your chest because this is the muscle you're working on. And elbows, the more the elbows are tucked in, the more powerful you are. And you can do a push-up 2 ways. You can use your back. That's what majority of the people do. And you can do the right form, which is using your chest. So focus on the stretch and squeeze of the chest. Just using my chest to push my body weight forward. Same thing what you're doing in this plane. So these 3 things, keep these in mind, and let's get on to the third and final set of the push-ups. Now if you're not able to do the full push-ups, I would strongly recommend to do it on the knee like the last set. But for people who are able to do the full push-ups, lie down, pull your hands back, hands towards your side, on the toe. Let's go. Breathing pattern, breathe out when you go up because you're squeezing, you're contracting, breathe out. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that was 3 sets of the first exercise. Done and dusted. Oh. Now for our second exercise, we have a standing hammer press. For that, we're going to take the mat away so that we can use this later. And the form, first focus on the form. Feet shoulder width apart. You're going to grab a pair of dumbbells in your hands. Keep your elbows in front of the body because we're doing a hammer press for the shoulders. So the main muscle we're working here is going to be the shoulder muscle, and that too your front shoulder. So keep the dumbbells close to your body, elbows facing forward, and then just press up and come down while keeping a soft knee. And you don't need to keep your back completely straight. Just keep your hip out just to have that extra stability when you're pushing heavier weights in the vertical frame. So first set of the standing hammer press. Let's go. This time I'm facing you. Feet shoulder width apart, elbows facing. So, set number 1 of the standing dumbbell hammer press. Let's go. Dumbbells in the hands, elbows facing forward, and hip out, soft knee. Let's go. 1, 2. Make sure your elbows are facing forward all the while you perform the exercise. 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that was set number 1 of the standing hammer press. We're going to get some water in the system and move on to the second set. This is the first day of the week, so it's okay to be slightly here and there till the workout starts, but then once your warm-up is there, done, automatically the whole system, mentally and physically, you're going to be present here. So that is something which we're going to practice through the entire program so that we improve that mind-muscle connection better as we go through the program. So let's go. We're done with our rest period. Now, because I was able to do those 15 reps easily, I'm going to up my weight to the next weight and challenge myself. If you're not able to do that properly, and if you're struggling to get those 12 reps minimum, please stick to the same weight and then focus on getting the posture right, getting the movement right, getting the full range of motion, and not just doing half range of motion. So let's go. This time, set number 2, pair of heavier dumbbells, and this time the side view, just to be more clear on the form and the movement. Let's go. Elbows facing forward, hip out, soft knee. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, if you observed in this set, I very consciously did the movement, not doing too much of jerks when I'm pushing the weight. At the same time, when I'm lowering the weight, I'm controlling and keeping the tension on my shoulder. So this is very important, because when you're doing the movement for the first time, usually you will use the surrounding muscles to get a shock absorption kind of effect. But then, because we know what muscle we are working on and you're completely here focusing on that, we make sure that because we're working on shoulders, we know we're going to squeeze the shoulder muscle when you go up and then stretch the shoulder muscle when you come down. So if you have this in mind, automatically the exercise becomes 100% more effective. So keep this in mind, these small things here and there I'm going to share with you guys, and this is going to help you in building that solid foundation what you're going to do in the coming weeks. So let's go. Set number 3, we're going to keep the weight same. If you're able to get those 15 reps proper, I would suggest you up the weight. If you're not able to, keep the same weight. Focus on constant tension, full range of motion, and proper breath work. Let's go. Inhale, exhale when you press up. Let's go. Elbows forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that was 3 sets of the standing hammer press done. We move on to the next exercise. Now this one is a bit different. Now if you have access to a kettlebell, use that, but if you don't, nothing to worry. We'll do the same swing with a dumbbell. So I'm going to show you the action first, and then we're going to go on to the set. So place a dumbbell in front of you or a kettlebell in front of you. Make sure that you're standing in front of the weight, just so that you can grab the weight by getting the proper posture. Back tight, hips out, knees out, and then use your glutes and your hamstring to swing the weight forward. And then when you're going down, just balance and focus on keeping your body stable. So I'm going to keep my weight back. The whole action is that you breathe in, pick the weight, back straight, breathe out. Every rep you swing. So let's start the first set. Now you guys got the form. I'm going to keep the weight behind me, stand in front of it, and 15 reps. Let's go. You can do a slight wider stance than the shoulder width. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that was set number 1 of the dumbbell swings or the kettlebell swings. Let's get prepped for the second set and then get some rest. Catch your breath back. There's no need to rush. Make sure that you get that, you absorb that exercise, just not do it. It's not just counting reps, it's about feeling the exercise, doing the exercise properly, and making sure that you learn something about yourself through the whole process. So make sure that you keep this curiosity level high whenever you're doing any kind of program, not only this, any kind of program, so that you're always learning, you're always improving. If you don't do that, it's very difficult to progress and get satisfied. So let's go. Set number 2. I'm going to get some water before I start the set. And let's go. The dumbbell stays behind you just to get a better posture right from the start, or the kettlebell, whatever you have accessible. Let's go. 15 reps in 3, 2, take position. 1, 2, 3, focus on squeezing your hips. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that was set number 2 of the dumbbell swings or kettlebell swings done. We're going to take some rest, 30 to 45 seconds. In this time, think about how you can improve your individual form with the same exercise, because you have one more set to go. So you have another set to practice and become more perfect. So set number 3. Without any further delay, let's keep the weight same. If you're able to do it easy, I would suggest you increase the weight. I'm going to keep it same as set number 2, and let's go. In 3, 2, take position, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and done. So that was our third exercise for the day, kettlebell or dumbbell swings. Make sure that you get the form right and you're using your hips more than your shoulders. So that is one thing. Moving on, let's get some water in the system before we go into our next exercise. Seeing me hydrate time and again should become a habit for you too. So that is my whole idea behind sipping small amounts of water through the workout. You need not do that like after every set, but then I want you guys to subconsciously know that hydrating is a very important factor. So I am doing that. So it's a good habit, always good to have in your arsenal, because 70% of your body is water. So for the next one, we're going to work on our triceps. So the exercise is the dumbbell overhead extension. So we're going to choose one dumbbell which we're going to get easily 15 reps with and go for it. Initially for the first set, I'm going to choose a lighter weight just to explain you guys the form. So it's one dumbbell straight, you're standing upright and then completely folding your elbows, like not halfway, completely folding your elbows, hip out, and make sure that your elbows face forward. So I don't want you to flare out your elbows like this. Face forward, complete extension, and then 1, 2, every rep, 3, completely fold your elbows, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that was pretty simple, and make sure that 3 things: stable stance, upright chest, elbows facing forward, and complete stretch and squeeze of the triceps. So these are the points in this exercise. Now before we go to the second set, recollect all these things, whatever I've just said, and then before you go and even touch the weight for the second set, I want you guys to understand stable stance, upright chest, hands by your ears, so that way you're not flaring up your elbows, and then elbows face forward. So it's always complete stretch and then complete squeeze. So set number 2 for 15 reps. Now increase the weight if you've gotten those reps easily, but then if you can't, focus on the form, keep the weight lighter, no problem, but then make sure that you get that full range of motion. So set number 2 for 15 reps. I'm going to do half reps in this angle and then shift towards you. So let's go in 3, 2, 1, and go. Full stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now 8, 9, elbows forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that was set number 2. Now before I go to set number 3, one more important point in this exercise is that there's no need to use momentum and completely stretch your joints completely straight. So you can keep a soft bend when you're doing the final movement, but then when you go down, you stretch your tricep completely, because this is where your tricep is getting extended and then this is where it's getting contraction. So make sure that you get complete range of motion in each and every rep. That's the key. Now moving on, third and final set, we go to up the weight a bit. And one more thing, if you have, like, I would use this way to take the weight to my shoulder if I don't have any support. So use your leg to get it up, a diamond grip here, and then pull back. So taking the weight is as important as doing the exercise because you want to keep yourself injury free. Now let's go 15 reps, final set of the tricep overhead extension. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slow reps and control. 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Now bringing back the weight also in a structured format will keep you away from injuries, and that's the goal. Before we go on to our next exercise, let's have some water and focus on catching a breath back. Now for my next exercise, I'm going to need the mat. So I'm going to shift it slightly forward. You guys do the same. If you have a clean surface, you can do it on that, no problem. Now, the exercise what we're going to perform right now is the diamond push-up. The name diamond push-up because our grip, what we do with our hands on the ground, is going to be slightly like a diamond. So just imagine a diamond shape, which is like a four-sided thing, and you don't need to touch your two hands, but then keep a slight distance. That way you don't overstrain the tricep joint, sorry, the elbow joint. And for people who can't do a full push-up, they can do it on the knee as usual, and the form remains the same. Shift your body weight forward when you're on the knees, elbows tucked in, go down, and when you're breathing out, come up explosively. Now before even we go start the exercise, let's get the form right. Now for the diamond push-up, your stance with your hand on the floor when you're doing a push-up is going to be slightly similar to a diamond. So this is going to be your stance. You don't need to touch your hands to each other, but then keep a close grip with your hands. And then we're doing a knee version of this, a regressed version. So first, the diamond shape on the ground, shift your body weight forward, make sure that your hands are just below your chest and not away. So start here, inhale, go down, when you're coming up, come up with an explosive movement and exhale. So this is the action. Let's go. We have 15 reps of this in 3, 2, 1 and go. Elbows stay close to the body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. So that concludes our first set of the diamond push-ups. 15 reps, quite challenging if you're not used to doing it. So let's do all the 3 sets with knees down and focus on getting the complete contraction of the tricep and shifting our body weight forward so that we don't use our chest. We keep our chest usage minimum and the tricep usage maximum. So I want you guys to keep thinking whenever you're doing any exercise, what is it for? What muscle are we working out in this particular exercise? And then with that in mind, you automatically shift and improvise to make sure that you're doing it right. And keep watching the video so that you look and imitate. I feel imitation is the best way to learn an art. So let's go. Set number 2 without any further delay. Hands in the shape of a diamond. Body weight, shift your body weight slightly forward. Elbows tucked in. And 3, 2, 1 and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3 more guys, 2 and 1. So that was set number 2, done and dusted. I'm going to have some water and take a break. 30 to 45 seconds is a good thumb rule. But the most important thing for any rest period is that the moment you catch your breath back, you get back into the set. So again, make sure you practice all these things. It will be very useful when you advance through this program and go to the next. So that is where the magic happens. Sip some water and we go on to our third and final set for the tricep. Now if you want to get triceps like these, focus on the exercise and let's go. In 3, 2, drop on your knees and diamond grip. Let's go. Elbows tucked in. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. That was good. We're done with this one. Now let's take a break, 30 seconds, and move on to the next one. Now we're done with the mat, done with another exercise. So the next exercise is going to be for your shoulders and your traps, which is an upright row. Now in the rest period, let me tell you the form. Feet shoulder width apart, dumbbells in front of you, touching each other. Do not extend the dumbbell. This is not a wide grip upright row. This is just a normal upright row. So make sure that your shoulder blades are rolled back and just imagine that you're hitting somebody who is here, so with your elbow. So the action is basically pulling your elbow up, squeezing your shoulders and your traps, and then as high as you can without bending your back. So shoulders back, just imagine you're hitting somebody on top of you here. So how would you do that? So that's the action. When you look it from the front, same thing, both hands, the dumbbells in both hands, and focus on squeezing your traps and your shoulders towards each other and to the center of your spine. So let's go. 3 sets, 15 reps. We start with a lighter weight, get the form right, and then move on and increase weight once we hit that 15 mark with confidence. So let's go. Upright row, set number 1. Feet shoulder width apart, stable stance. I like to have a soft knee and hip out. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, control, and 1. Oh, that was set number 1 of the upright row. Now, take a break for 30 seconds. Now, before you go into the second set, 2 major points here is that do not use momentum to swing and use your upper body energy to get the weight up. Make sure that you're isolating the traps and the shoulders and using them to get the weight from here to maximum how much ever you can keep the dumbbells as close to the body as possible. I don't want you to keep throwing the dumbbells away from the body, because again, we want to be more stable while performing the exercise. So it's very important for the center of gravity to stay in your body. So always, whenever you lift weights, make sure that the weight is as close to the body as possible, and you're standing upright, low back tight, and chest upright. So these are the 3 things to keep in mind before you do this particular exercise. Now, if you're done with your rest period, let's quickly go into set number 2 of the upright rows. And this time a side view, just to make a better understanding of the whole movement. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, and go. We'll drive the whole movement with the elbow and not with the wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, that was a good set. Now, I'm not going to increase the weight for the third set, keeping it same as the second set, because that set was quite intense for me. Now, if you feel that the weight is overpowering you, drop the weight. Make sure that you get those 12 to 15 reps in a very crisp and 100% way. So, one more point before I go into set number 3. Now, when I say drive the movement with the elbow, it means that whenever, at any point of the time, when I'm performing this exercise, my wrist never comes above my elbow. So, there's no action like. So in this way, if I'm raising it, the elbow is not driving the motion. So I want the natural angle of the elbow higher than the wrist. So always in the entire movement, the elbow is above the wrist. So that is what I mean when I say the elbow drives the movement. So we have to think that our hands are like hooks when we do any kind of rowing or pulling movement. So more on this on the back day, but then remember, hands are hooks. Hook it, hook the weight, and then hit with your elbow. So there's no movement of the wrist above the elbow. However difficult, if you don't get a full range of motion, it's okay. How much ever you can lift and how much ever your flexibility is there of this joint, you can improve that, but then weight is as close to the body as possible and elbow is above the wrist. So, enough of talk. Set number 3 of the upright rows. Let's go. This time, let's turn to the front. In 3, 2, stable stance. Let's go. Hook the weight. 1, elbow drives the movement. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, as you would have observed in this exercise, the last 3 reps, I was slightly using my momentum. That's okay. If you can get that 12 reps, the last 3 reps, slight help from the self is always good. But make sure that you're not overutilizing that momentum factor into the exercise to keep yourself safe and injury free, and that's the goal. So we're done with this. Let's get some water, rest for 30 seconds, and then move on to the next exercise. The next exercise is the dumbbell side lateral raises. Now for this, you can do a staggered stance or a normal stance, shoulder width stance, and grab a pair of dumbbells, and then same thing, you're just not doing an upright row, but then you're pushing the weight away from the body. Remember, in this exercise, you're not pulling the weight, you're just pushing the weight in that arc and not bending your elbow throughout the movement. So the action is basically pushing the weight away from the body and squeezing the shoulder. So when you do it together, feet together. So same thing in this also, always the elbow drives the movement. So we are training the shoulder, so we want to minimize the strain on the adjacent joint. So I don't want to go into too much detail, but then just imagine if I have a weight, if I have some kind of attachment here where I can put a weight here, I would do that. So because we can't do it, we have hands here, we are able to hold the resistance in the wrist. So we make sure that the wrist is out of the equation, the elbow is driving the movement for the entire reps. Now let's go. Set number 1. Catch your breath back, take the weight and feet together. Let's go. Stand upright. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0 momentum. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That was set number 1. Oh, 2 more sets of this. Now again, let's brush up the entire movement pattern. Feet close to each other, elbow drives the movement, and just imagine that, okay, it's a funny story, but then you drive a cruiser like this, you don't drive, just pull your hands back. So if anybody has seen a person driving a cruiser, it's always like this. So this is the movement, you can just pull your hands back, and that's where the position is. Now, because you're just getting started into the workout, maybe you will, 2 mistakes which are very common is that the wrist goes above the elbow, which we have to make sure completely to avoid, because again, when the weight is here, there is stress on this joint and not on this joint. So we want to take this joint out of the equation, so we kind of make the wrist very, take the wrist out of the equation. So how do we do that? We do that by just keeping a slight bend in the elbow and then not changing it and keeping the weight hanging like this and not driving the action with the wrist. So these are the simple things which you can, through the process of learning. This is just a 6-week program. So now that we have understood the whole movement, let's perform this set with more efficiency and more, I want it 100%. So let's go. Remember, feet shoulder width apart or slightly together, or you can even do a staggered stance just for better stability. And then the most important thing here is that back straight and elbow drives the movement, and your wrist is never above the elbow. So let's go. Set number 2. I'm going to do a staggered stance. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, that was set number 2. Let me grab some water. You guys do the same. This set was better than the last set. I'm sure you guys are learning through the process. It's always easy when you keep practicing and do the right movements every day, even if it's a lesser range of motion. but then do not go wrong in the posture and the intention of the entire movement. So let's catch our breath back, and last and final set of the dumbbell side lateral raises. Let's go. Same thing. I'm going to use a staggered stance. Chest up. Let's go. 1, 2, constant bend in the elbow. 3, 4, control the weight. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That concludes side lateral raises. We're almost there, guys. One last exercise of the day. This one, we're working out our midsection. So, nothing fancy. We're going to hold a plank for 3 to 5 minutes. Whenever you're tired, get out, but then do not compromise on the form. I'll show you the form first. Let's go. 3 to 5 minutes. Whenever you're tired, put a stopwatch. Start. Whenever you drop your knees, stop it. And then when you're starting again, start it. Make sure that you hit that 3 to 5 minute mark on the stopwatch, on the timer, with proper form. So, before going into the plank, 3 major things. Go on the floor facing down. Now get into a plank position. Now, as you can see, my shoulder is ahead of my elbow, so my shoulder joint is taking more of the strain than my midsection. So what I do is, after going into a plank position, body as parallel to the ground as possible, I slightly move back and make sure that my shoulder is behind my elbow. So wrist, elbow and shoulder. This is the order for a plank. Now you can feel your body shaking. So that's what is a proper way to do a plank. Do not raise your hip. Make sure that you're as flat to the ground as possible. Let's go. I'm going to get a stopwatch for myself. So now that we've got the form, let's start our first set. Now, try to keep the 3 to 5 minutes inside 3 to 5 sets. So don't try to hold as much as possible with your core. Try to fail late. So what I mean by that is, hold for longer time so that the number of sets are less and we can focus more on willpower as well as core strength. So let's go, but at the same time keep the form 100% right. Low. So I'm going to go on the ground, take a plank position. Now remember, shoulder is behind the elbow in every second. Let's go. Body as flat to the ground as possible. I'm going to try and hit that 1 minute mark and try to do the 3 to 5 minutes in 3 sets. Oh, so that was set number 1. Let's focus on getting our breath back and immediately going into set number 2. Now this, I don't want you guys to take too much rest in between. Whenever you're ready, just jump on and try to finish that 3 minutes to 5 minutes as quickly as possible in terms of the set. So, set number 1 done. Let's go. Focus guys, focus, it's easy. Just don't think about the pain too much. And that was set number 2. We have 1 more minute left. Let's focus and get this done. Now, whenever I get into my last workout, it's always about what I'm going to eat next. So I'm really focused on my post-workout meal and excited because I've given my 100% like you guys into the workout. Catch your breath back, and in 3, 2, last set of plank. Let's go. Form 100%. Focus on that, and let's go. Easy. And so that was the plank. Done and dusted. That was a good push session. We started off with the chest, went to the shoulders, did some tricep extensions, tricep push-ups, and kettlebell swings or dumbbell swings. We came back to the upright row and side lateral raises, ending the workout with a plank, 3-minute to 5-minute plank. I feel great. Exhausted, I know you guys are exhausted too. Pat yourself on the back. You guys did a great job. And I am waiting for my next post-workout meal, so I'm going to rush there. You guys do the same. Until then, this is Sandeep Raj signing off. Keep lifting, keep transforming. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go.